And we're live. Welcome, everybody. We'll give the viewers a chance to join in here, but we can slowly get started. Today, we have quite a nice panel. Everybody's getting ready for fourth quarter, saying goodbye to the summer. Fortunately and unfortunately, right? We're excited that the peak season is starting, but we still got a couple weeks left. So, fourth quarter is on our minds, and we have to do some planning. So, we have a couple of great speakers here to present with all different topics coming from all different places. So I do ask all the speakers to first present who you are, what's your company name, what you do, you give quick intro, 30 to 60 seconds, and then let me know when you want to start your presentation. We'll put it up on the screen, and then I will time 5 minutes for every person. So I'll give you a 1 minute warning. So apologies in advance if I cut you off, but we'll try to keep it at 5 minutes for everybody so everyone has a chance. So we have a limit to 10 people on the screen at the moment. So we have a couple extra speakers here that are joining. So thanks for joining in, but we'll get you up there in a sec when it's closer to your turn. So without further ado, we can have our first speaker, Vincenzo Toscano.
Hello guys, how you doing? So pleasure to be here. I'm Pasha. Thank you so much for having me. So
Thanks, Vincenzo.
very excited for my topic today. So today I'm gonna be speaking about something very interesting, which is pretty much doing geo-targeting when it comes to advertising. So I'm just gonna quickly start sharing my screen just to make sure I can officially kick off the presentation. So let me know guys if you can see the screen and everything. Everything okay? Yeah.
Good to go.
Awesome. Thank you, Pasha. So cool, guys. So welcome once again to this webinar. And today's topic, I'm very excited because what we're going to be talking about is how we can essentially leverage the reach that we can do with sponsored products, but more importantly, at a zip code location. I think a lot of us have heard of geo targeting, but not exactly really learn how to leverage and how to implement it. So today, just giving you a glimpse and kind of give you the foundation of how it's possible and what are the things you have to consider to make it possible. So here, very quickly, an introduction about myself. So, founder and CEO of Ecommerce, full service agency when it comes to Amazon, Walmart, and TikTok. Been in the space for like over 8 years now, so a long time. We pretty much specialize on doing full operation, not only locally in US market but globally. So we focus a lot on international expansion. And when it comes to expertise, we have worked with over 1,000 brands, so we have a lot of experience when it comes to really move the needle when it comes to expanding brands globally. And a lot of those things come to essentially experimentation with methodologies like the one I'm just presenting on the screen. So I think when it comes to sponsored product, one of the things we're seeing is the reality of things is PPC is getting more and more expensive, CPC is through the roof. And until, a couple of years ago, really localization when it comes to ads was only possible with DSP, but now thanks to Amazon Marketing Cloud, that's essentially something of the past. Now if you really know how to reverse engineer Amazon Marketing Cloud, which is essentially a data room that allows you to understand where your consumers, where they are and how they shop, you can now essentially create audiences that you can embed within a sponsored products. And that's what essentially the hack is all about. What we're doing with Amazon Marketing Cloud and something that you should be doing from today is something that everybody has access, is free, it doesn't require extra budget, it just requires, of course, the technical knowledge to understand how to set it up. Is essentially using Amazon Marketing Cloud to segment the data behind how the consumers are buying from you, essentially identify from which kind of location they are purchasing the most, and then creating essentially audiences that you can then repurpose to use that as multipliers within essentially sponsor a product campaign. So what do I mean with multipliers? I'm sure a lot of you have heard of placement multipliers, so top of search, rest of search, pro details pages. Think of it as an extra kind of filter that now you're gonna put into kind of the whole ecosystem. So for example, if you know people from New York, from Florida, from LA, are the consumers that give you the essentially the best conversion and the biggest profitability, those are the ones essentially you want to target the most. And what you're essentially going to do, as I put here on a diagram, is you're going to try to reverse engineer all those high value shoppers, the one that essentially buy from you on a recurrent basis and spend the most amount of money with you. and more importantly, cart abandoners. So the issue in the past when I have seen people implementing Amazon Marketing Cloud is I have seen that usually they use this across, in the case of United States, for example, across the whole kind of all the states. And the reality is that most of you, you're gonna find that you have some states, some specific zip code locations, especially if you have some retail kind of presence, that gonna be more relevant than others. So essentially, what you're gonna do is you're gonna create a new campaigns where you localize some of your best keywords with these audiences, and you make sure that you have an extra, more aggressive multiplier only when people from this zip code, in terms of behavior, are logging in and searching for your keywords. And the plan of action is usually 30 to 90 days as a minimum. So the first 14 days, you want to essentially start with car abandoners. You want to localize that essentially to a geolocation. And then you want to start with kind of 1.5 multiplier. And then usually after the 15 to 30 days, what you're going to find is you're going to identify certain regions that behave better than other. And the end goal by the 90 days, which is kind of when this hack concludes, is you're going to usually come up with certain avatars within certain specific regions that tend to behave better than others. And with this hack alone, we have seen in a lot of our accounts, like sometimes boosting, or profitability close to 30%, just essentially because the conversion is boosted. And more importantly, we're getting better return on our budget. So essentially, as a conclusion, I would say for everybody that is out there, go right now on Amazon Marketing Cloud, start experimenting with these audiences, and you're gonna see if you start localizing some of your effort, especially when you are a big spender when it comes to ads, you're gonna be able to get a better return for every single dollar amount you put on business. So that's it from me, guys. If you have any questions or you want to understand more about how to implement this, because of course this is very high level and the technicalities, feel free to schedule a call with me or my team. I'm more than happy to walk you through about how to really set up this within your account and making sure that you can really localize your efforts when it comes to advertising on Amazon. So that's it from me, Pasha. Thank you.
Awesome, Vincenzo. Thank you. Nice one. I'll leave that up here for a second. 3, 2, 1. All right. That was great.
Thank you.
Jay Margalia, you're up next, my friend.
Yeah, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for having me. Super excited to be here. I'm going to talk about AI employee, and I'm going to show you what I have. Basically, the hack that I want to tell you today is in the next slide. Stop using AI and start hiring it. Most people using AI and they're working with AI, doesn't matter with Cloud Code, ChatGPT, Gemini. You're basically working with them every time, again and again, for whatever you need. And you're basically replacing your other, like the employee that you did before, service provider, with you working all day with AI. I think the shift you need to do is to start hiring them and make sure you are managing the AI and not doing the work with them. I'm going to explain, I'm going to show you examples and why it's so good. So first I'm going to explain what I mean AI employee. I mean literally, inside Cloud Code, you can have an employee. When I say employee, I don't mean agents and this kind of stuff. I'm talking about a folder. Every time you're starting a chat with employee, you have with Cloud Code, you basically have a folder with his name and text files inside. And I'm going to show you how it looks like. Basically, this is a folder in my computer. Wonka is my name, is the name of my employee. Inside the folder, you have a lot of Markdown files, character, like what is with the employee, what is skills, what he know to do, his tasks, memory, what he remember about the business, about your products, and routines, what he can do over and over again. And why it matter? Because I never start from zero. Every time you go to the AI, you already know the job. You already know the way you like it, and you're just managing them. You don't need to teach them every time again and again. So now I'm going to show you mine, and just to open your mind and that you can see what you can do. I call them Wonka. I like to call my employees names. You don't have to. And the reason I chose Wonka is because the chocolate factory for his creative side. So this employee is for the creative. He's doing images secondary images, A+, videos, everything I need for the products. And just look how he's replacing a full creative process team and one employee doing it. He's doing the research of the niche, of the products, the competitors. He's doing the brief. He's planning what to put in each image. He's doing the images with AI, of course, with API, everything, and remind again, everything inside Cloud Code in the same session. He's doing the people inside in the images. He's doing the graphics. He's analyzing after he give you the images. He's also analyzing and editing and doing A/B testing. Everything he's doing. And that's just an example of results. You can see images, secondary images, and A+, beautiful stuff. Again, Claude not doing the images. It's just like he's doing it with APIs or MCPs with other tools, but it's one place that he can do everything. And lately, I also teach him how to create videos the way I like with Seedance 2.5. I just build a skill for Wonka. I teach him the way I like him to prepare, to build a brief, to create a 30-second video with Seedance 2.5, and to edit end-to-end. And I want to show you the process. Basically, I just tell him, this is the skill, this is the product. Inside Cloud Code, he's doing everything. He's not even asking me questions. And after 30 minutes, I have...
Some nights, you don't need a screen. Just a fire and the people you love. 10 sticks, so everyone gets a turn. Golden on the outside, perfect in the middle. Make the memory.
By the way, you can also fix and edit parts because it's not ready to use. So I can tell him in a prompt what I want to fix in which seconds. And you can see, for example, the marshmallow was weird in the first try. I told him what to fix, and that was the results after. And he put it inside the video, and he gave me a ready-to-use video. So that's basically what I'm trying to show you, that when you have an employee, you can teach him once, he's doing the work, and you just need to give him more skills. And I did the creative because that was my bottleneck, but you can do the same type of idea, PPC, inventory, operations, whatever you need. So yeah, go build yours. And thank you very much. By the way, the video skills I'm giving for free. You should follow my WhatsApp for more details. I have a WhatsApp group with updates about AI for e-commerce. You're more welcome. And yeah, thank you very much.
Super cool, Jay. Thank you very much. Very interesting. I think everybody's trying to figure out how to build flows like that. Maybe save some money on it.
In 5 minutes, we can do it. Yeah, next time.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Great. Andri, how are you, my friend?
Doing great. How's my sound?
Sound is good. I got your presentation here. Let's pull it up.
Sweet. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me, first of all. And Jay, loved your presentation. AI employees the future. And I can definitely vouch for Jay's WhatsApp group. Definitely join, guys. Now, finding the questions AI recommends your competitors for, but not you yet. So we're going to talk about measuring your Alexa for shopping share of voice and then moving it up. I hope you're as excited on the other end as I am. My name is Andri Sadlak. I'm the CEO of Artan AI. Think of Artan AI as the AI visibility systems for large language models and marketplaces. I've been a seller since 2017, sold one of the brands, co-founded Product Minion, scaled some brands with an aggregator, done a lot of fun stuff in the space. So what if your next customer never searched for your product, never read your listing, and still bought from you? This is already happening, potentially to your products too, hopefully a lot. So you'll learn how to find where competitors beat you in Alexa for shopping and measure your share of voice. So I'll split into 3 small parts: the shift, the 4 Alexa for shopping levers, and the actual hack. The shift: does AI now really own the shelf? Andy Jassy, the CEO of Amazon, is famous for publicly being very bullish on agentic commerce. Looking at Amazon earnings report from Q2 2026, you can see that Alexa for shopping is reported to be impacting users to spend over 40% more per order in the US. Active users almost doubled year over year, and interactions almost 5x year over year. 2025, they attributed 12 billion in sales, in incremental annualized sales. And Sensor Tower independent source, they said Rufus, which is now Alexa for Shopping, Rufus shoppers converted 3.5 times better. So that's that. The good news, you're here, now you know. So the 4 Alexa for Shopping levers, the actual stats, some test results, and we're gonna focus on the organic ones, right? Because there's also sponsored prompts, but we'll only speak about organic ones for now. So first of all, product catalog, the backend attributes, which helps with understanding both the shopper and the products. Another lever is listing content, so optimizing for Alexa for Shopping, making sure it's relevant. Another one is editorial and web content, because even Amazon looks off Amazon for public sources, for external evidence. Another one is customer reviews and community Q&As, which can also be optimized, leveraging Alexa for Shopping data for customer evidence. So number one, if you scan this, you'll find a post I made on LinkedIn that has a skill built to help you optimize the backend. Now, number 3 and 4 basically is a very comprehensive space, and I do help brands with that. It involves digital media PR and creator connections that helps with AI visibility. So if you scan this other QR code, you'll be able to email me, we can chat about this. But what we'll focus on today is Alexa for Shopping data for mainly listing content. So the hack is listing content and finding and tracking the questions where Alexa recommends your competitors. So for improving anything, you want to be able to measure it, right? So we measure AI visibility as AI share of voice. That's the main KPI, essentially recommendation share. And the proof of progress is when AI share of voice improves over time. So here's an example from one of the Arton AI's dashboards. This client has improved the AI share of voice with Alexa for Shopping from 1 to 9% in the last 30 days by leveraging these main 4 levers. So the hack, which is basically a Claude skill that you can upload and use, apply it today, and I'll explain exactly what it does and how to use it. Which questions should you be winning, right? Because before optimizing anything, you need to know the questions that actually define your AI shelf. You can't improve that share of voice until you know which questions count, right? So there are 2 major parts on Amazon that allow you to get that data. One, you must have seen this by now, Alexa for Shopping on the Amazon homepage, right? So non-PDP, the category level, where you discover, you find some recommendations. So you can, this skill will let you find out which exact queries matter here, and we'll collect that data now. The second part is the PDP level, the product level data, the questions that Alexa suggests on every single listing in your space. So we'll be able to figure out which are your competitors and which questions show up here, right? So the actual hack is going to build you the AI visibility map. So this skill shows which shopper questions Alexa uses to recommend products like yours and whether it recommends you or your competitors. So what you get is basically questions to track, the competitors that show up in Alexa, the PDP questions, the content gaps, so you can improve your listing, images, and so on and so forth, and the baseline. So then you can measure it again and again and see how it improves. Now, what you'll get with the skill is also the installation guide and the prompt. It's going to take some time. It's going to act as an agent, so make sure you are ready for that. You're going to allow the agent to work on your behalf, and you'll follow the steps. You will need to upload some Amazon reports as well for the better precision. But what you get at the end is a table like this that basically has the category level queries, what you need to be tracking, the product level questions, what matters the most for any listing in your space, in your specific subcategory, the comparison questions, the executive summary, the themes of the questions, the ranking, where you show up in the rank, how often you show up, basically percentage-wise. So extremely, extremely valuable piece of data that you can use for so many reasons, not only for listing copy and reordering the images and creating new briefs for better images for your AI agents or human agents who create the images, but also media, creator briefs, semantic coverage, product development, website and YouTube content, FAQs, Q&As, positioning, and so on and so forth. So the goal is we measure, we find the gap, we fix it, we remeasure. So here's the QR code to scan. You can build your own AI visibility map today using this skill. It is a simplified version of the part of Arton AI's process. Our system is our own tooling, but this can give you a really good idea and incredible piece of data to leverage today. That's my hack.
Awesome, Andri. I've been taking lots of screenshots, guys. This is good stuff. So I'll leave that up here for a second. All right. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the when everybody started making their custom GPTs. Now everybody's building skills. It's like such a more dynamic way of sharing knowledge and IP. It's amazing. I'm loving it. By the
AI
way,
employees, right?
sorry, say again.
Basically, AI employees, like Jay said.
Exactly. I just wanted to mention in the chat here, I did drop a link to a Google Doc. It's a form where you can vote for your favorite speaker, for your favorite hack. And this is available to the speakers and to the viewers. So feel free to vote at the end. And I'll remind everybody once again when we finish. So next up, we have Avinash.
Thanks, Pasha. Great presentation, Andri. I really loved that. So let me share my screen and I'll just start with it. Okay, can you guys see my screen now?
1 second, let me pull that up. Oh, I have to remove Andri's. There we go.
You guys can see it?
Ready?
Yeah, I got it.
Perfect. Okay, so I thought about the discussion point which is on AI, and I'll jump on to what I mean by every R counts. But let me first start with a little bit about myself. I'm Avinash. I'm co-founder at Cellmate.ai. We started close to 3 years back. Currently, and we work with now close to 3,500 brands across globe, more than 50 agencies worldwide, and we specialize in Amazon PPC. We are a SaaS tool. So today what I wanted to do was understand and show you guys how people are interacting with your brand, and especially from perspective of time. And I'm sure everybody who's listening to it, at least most of the people, know about day parting. So which is obvious, like you understand what point in time your orders are coming in. But I wanted to go a little bit deeper into how with AI you can do a lot more than what you typically used to do. So when typically we asked anybody, and this was almost consistent across categories, which is when do your shoppers actually buy? Most of the people, most of the sellers would bet on, okay, probably in the evening. That's when people are scrolling, ordering, thinking about what else do they need to buy, except for, let's say, maybe some office categories where we typically hear the answer that maybe during the day on Mondays, or if there is certain cadence early in the month, right? But what I want to tell you is that that's not necessarily true, and that also presents a lot of different opportunities for the sellers. And what I'll do is I'll show you that with a live chat from one of the accounts. Obviously, I have rubbed off all the account information, but the chat here is real. Now, this is, by the way, Cellmate bot. This is our own internally trained LLM. And what we have done is that we have given it full context of each account. So you're just asking questions. You're not attaching files or anything else. So when we initially asked it about the tool, well, I want to implement a day parting. So can you suggest weekday, weekend split, or maybe hour of the day split? And what AI did was it went through all the data, looked at the historical data, and then figured out, okay, weekday, weekend split is not really helpful in this particular account. But what's really interesting is, you have a peak almost towards the end of the day. You have a great ROAS there. So obviously, when you look at that data, the first reaction is what everybody else, intuitively says. I think most of my orders are coming at the end of the day, and that's where I should be bidding more. And whenever I do a day parting, I want to do it, bid a little bit more there. Now, this is where the ability to, and typically we have multiple ways to visualize this. This is what we do as a heat map in Cellmate, but I'm sure you have your own way of doing it. You can sometimes use lines or to see, okay, what point in time of the day is my cost better or my orders are more. But now with AI systems in place, what you have the access to do is look at the data at a much more holistic level. And what I did for this particular account was maybe let's not go just by ROAS or sales. Let's also take a look at conversion rate and CPCs. And boom, based on that, we figured out there was a much easier opportunity available in this account much earlier in the day. 4 a.m. to 12 a.m. we were looking at data, and what we figured out was my CPC and my conversion rates are way different. Early in the morning, my CPCs are lower, my conversion rates are higher, whereas my CPCs are very high towards the end of the day. So that leaves me with an opportunity that I have, which my competitors might not even know about. Early in the day, if I increase my bids, I have a higher rate of conversion. So
got 1 minute.
Sorry?
You got 1 minute.
Okay. So this is what I wanted to talk about. So when we talk about AI systems, don't rely on AI systems as a whole and let your AI systems run your logic. You're like, earlier presentation, it was being said, your AI systems are your employees. So you should look at your, end-to-end data. Ask it, because now you have much more easier access to data. Use it according to your strategy and ask it difficult questions so that you get better strategies in place. And so the AI system, the way you have to leverage it is give it the maximum data possible, and make sure that you are able to ask all the questions that are there on your mind, and ask it difficult questions, so that by the end of the day, when you are working on building your strategy, you have all the right places. Don't let AI run your strategy. That's my hack. This is one of the results from one of the accounts that we are working with, and use our AI bot to scale them. We are able to almost double their weekly sales in the first 30 days. Weekly orders, again, it depends upon the account, not replicable to all accounts, but we're seeing some great results. And in case you're interested to know how this would help your account, here's my QR code to book a demo. Thank you.
Great, Avinash. Thank you very much. Leaving that up for a few seconds here. And all right. Danon.
Yes, sir.
You're up next, my friend.
Okay, cool. So I'll first introduce myself. My name's Damian Coleman. I've been selling on Amazon for 16 years in the supplement space primarily, but foods as well, outdoors, beauty. I've been in the software space for 8 years, almost 9 years now, strategic partnerships in Amazon for 5 years. And I'm the founder of Ecom Triage, the founder of Ecom.events, co-founder of Catalog Defender, and and I've got the Ecom Growth Show podcast, which Pasha, actually several of you here have been on it. So what I want to do today, I'm going to start off with, if you want to be able to assess so Ecom Triage is negative review removal. That's primarily what I do. If you want to check your reviews to see if they're non-compliant, I scrape together every single policy I could possibly get and put that into a GPT. So speaking about what Pasha said, I haven't built it into a skill because the GPT is still in beta, and it's good but not great yet. And I fear that the skill would have too many guardrails, but anyhow, we won't get into that. So let me share my screen. If you want to use the GPT, it is, reviewgpt.ecomtriage.com. So you can just go and get access to that now. And I will share my screen here.
Danon, if you can throw that into the comments after you're done.
Yes, absolutely. I will do that. All right. So I'll do one tab at a time. You should be seeing ice makers right now, yeah?
Yeah, you're good. Time starting.
Cool. All right, sweet. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually just go look at an ice maker, go look at the reviews, filter on the 1 stars. I could do critical only, but 1 stars have the most, like this person did 3 updates basically. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Command P or Control P, and I'm going to save this as a PDF. Oh, you know what? Let me share my whole screen so you can see everything that I'm doing. Let's go share entire screen. Okay. All right. So I'll hit Command P. I'll literally just save this as a PDF if I wanted to. So you can see you got 10 reviews at a time that Amazon will show you, right? And if I wanted to do get more, I just scroll down to the bottom and I hit show 10 more reviews. And now I've got 20. So I'm going to save this as a PDF. Save. I'll just go into my review GPT. I will grab my what I just downloaded, put that in there, and I can just tell it to review all of the reviews that are on this. And then I want you to export or create an HTML file that has all of the results showing only non-compliant reviews. And then I want you to add the suggested template that I send to Amazon requesting resolution and removal, and only give me the non-compliant reviews. All right, so that's done. We'll let that cook, and I'll just kind of show you what it does if I don't ask it for an HTML file. So this is what it looks like if I don't ask it. And this one had 11 negative reviews, and it just tells me, okay, these are the reviews that are non-compliant, what the violation detected was over here, and the suggested template to send to Amazon. This is actually not accurate, this template. So I'm hoping that this moves pretty quick. I probably should have kept it at 10 reviews now that I think about it. But this is basically all I wanted to show you. And arguably today, I've burned about 25 million tokens on Cloud Code over the last 2 months, built multiple websites, dashboards like Catalog Defender. It's a complete SaaS that I've built using solely Cloud Code, vibe coding, and it works. And so you may not even need my GPT anymore. However, it is trained on Amazon's exact policies, stuff that you would have to spend many, many hours going to find the different policies. This GPT is trained on, I think it's 12 different policies. And most of you, if you even know about it, only know about the community guidelines, which does have very detailed, like these are non-compliant, these scenarios would make a non-compliant review. And so, but there's over 10 other places where Amazon talks about what a review is, isn't, etc. So while this is cooking, this is pretty much all I wanted to show you, is the fact that you can just hit Control or Command P, save this as a PDF, throw this into the GPT. You could tell it nothing at all, basically, or in this case, I just said inspect it for the violations and only show me the ones that are in violation. And it gives us this list, right? And from here, you could just continue and say, I need you to give me better templates to send to Amazon. I don't know why I even type anymore. And we just let this cook and it'll do it. So just know that this is kind of the old way of using GPTs and AIs, is just chatting with it, because arguably today you could use Claude Cowork or Codex Work to actually open up your Amazon account and help you file the case. So here we go. This is
got 1 minute.
All right, cool, buddy. Thank you. So this is the non-compliant review, and here's a template now, because Amazon doesn't tell you, but they require this information when you're sending them a request for removal. So this is the violating content, and then it's basically telling Amazon, hey, you need to remove the review. Okay, here we go. So this is done. There's our HTML, and boom, there we go. So this is the other way of using it. I like to work, rather than getting just text in line, I like to have AIs give me an HTML file, just because it's so much better. So here's all of our non-compliant reviews, right? And so you can get the review, and then let me see. I hardly even specified. Okay, so it individually created each one. So anyhow, I'll put the link in here for you guys, but it's reviewgpt.ecomtriage.com. And I am finito.
Thank you, Danon.
Yes.
Very nice. Wasn't throwing shade on the GPTs. Gotta love the GPTs.
Well,
they're all useful.
I mean, the skill files do make more sense these days. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks again.
Yep.
And now we have Tom Cochrane.
Sorry. Cochrane. Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll pull this up. So I'm Tom. I'm the founder of Allevium. We are a brand accelerator focused on scaling brands on Amazon and TikTok, and ideally under one P&L, so you have visibility to kind of the inner workings of both platforms together. And let me just pull up the presentation for today. Okay.
There it is.
All right.
All right.
So I'm going to walk through just a quick hack today. So as everyone's been talking about, there's been a lot of great topics brought up so far. So we're going to talk about how we're taking search and review data and using that to make higher converting listings, better ads, and winning TikTok creatives. So what we found is your highest converting copy for your product has already been written, and it's written by your customers. Okay, so what we've done is developed an engine that is our CPO engine, and this is an example that we're going to walk through today. There, we took just shy of 1,600 reviews from a brand, their top 3 competitors, ran it through the table, and essentially we prompted it to put numerous columns, right? So we have the problem or the circumstance, the problem, and the outcome. And then this can be translated into your listing content, D2C headline ads, and TikTok creatives. It also helps you answer Q&As that you need to address in your listings, create your A+ premium content, what needs to be in your bullet points and descriptions. And also, we know that as AI is advancing with Cosmos, Cosmos is doing something very similar to what this table does above, and they map the intent of buyers. So what are they actually searching for buying, not necessarily based on keywords. And, one example from, even their own study is, slip resistant shoes are for pregnant women, even when most listings don't necessarily say that verbatim in the listings. So we ran this across Malay, rosemary, mint oil, and this is a product that's doing well overall. They're ranked 220 in beauty, doing just shy of 310K a month, and they have 122,000 plus reviews. So in this table, you can see the frequency that comes up of someone that, the circumstance, the problem, and the outcome that numerous actual buyers had. And you can see that the top thing was that it made my hair look very oily. And this is a recurring complaint. And it's not just from 1-star reviews, it's actually distributed across all of the stars. Some are still recommending the product. Some are saying that's the reason that they stopped using it. And from this data, what we want to do is then understand how do we better position this and what kind of consumer education might be missing. And with that, right, we have this breakdown where this is a verbatim quote where it says not oily right on the front of the bottle, but this stuff is so flippin' oily, right? So it kind of goes directly against what the brand is promoting and saying up front. And the job here is to understand across not just your listings, but across your entire category, right? So the same prompt for all these other brands, greasiness came back, and then proven efficiency, packaging integrity. It was a recurring theme, and no brand really dominated this actual sector. And this is where, particularly in omni-channel type setup, where the halo effect really, kind of comes in. So why does that matter, right? So the halo effect is really a cognitive bias, and one positive impression, so a great, video on TikTok, an unboxing video, or, a review, generally gets generalized by the brain about the entire brand. So therefore your shopper is going to assume that your product is just as good, your listing is trustworthy, the brand is credible, without ever testing that assumption, essentially, right? And Amazon's own AI is also, using the listing details, customer reviews, Q&As, and the words that Amazon is using to recommend in their actual algorithms for their AIs are the consumers themselves, right? So what we just saw was how that's actually broken. So if they saw it on TikTok and they came here and they saw that a bunch of the reviews are kind of breaking down that, hey, this is the reason not to convert here, then how do we actually go ahead and, relay that information and ensure we're using these data sets to create a higher converting listing? Okay, so from that, table we were just looking at, you can see from, one row, you can turn this into numerous pieces of content, and then you want to make sure it's reflected actually on your listing itself. And here's one thing that we have internally, and I'm actually giving these prompts at the end. So if you guys are interested, then you'll be a QR code in a minute. But obviously, this is something that when you're looking at your PDP image stack, it's really a mental journey that they're going through, and that sequencing matters, right? So how are we ensuring that how our images are displayed and what order they're displayed? It's actually how consumers are really evaluating products, what do they really care about, what are their biggest objections, and then something like this for consumer education of here's how you properly use this item. And this is, I would imagine, is a frequent case for obviously negative reviews, returns, refunds, whatever it might be. Then you get to come here and actually address these issues firsthand. Okay, so on their own website, they say, use a little bit. And actually from the consumer data and the reviews, it goes further into that. And there's a bunch of people that say, use 3 drops, rub it in, massage, cover it for 30 minutes, and then rinse it out. And it works incredibly well. So you can see how this data is, now turning into a much stronger use case for converting on your actual listings. And kind of same thing, right? So for D2C headlines, you're not going to use the quote verbatim of the review without their permission, but now you kind of have the buying intentions, and you're able to then now actually convert that into language that addresses what they truly care about. And the same thing with TikTok, right? So going back, the circumstance is kind of the casting, the problem is your hook, and then the outcome is the payoff. So this can get used over and over and over again. And across categories, it also exposes where your competitors might be better than you, where there might be a moat, where you can stand out. How do you lean into that more? And with this data set, I'm sure you guys can start to imagine what else you can do with this type of information. And actually going on what Dan was just saying, we are able to flag a number of reviews because we're pulling these, we're set up with Seller App API, and there's a bunch of other ways to get reviews, but that's how we pull them. But same kind of deal is running these against Amazon's, community guidelines, their internal policies, and the data sets we've been able to find. We're able to flag a whole bunch of these where does not track in real time. One tracker was lost. It's not even relevant. It's for a completely different product. So it's a 1-star review that you can get removed, right? Was about to order but no, or it didn't leak, haven't used it yet. If they haven't actually used the product, there's grounds for coming back and asking for removal of these. And to Dan's point, it's also with you need the right structure when you're submitting these cases to Amazon. But that's really one other way that we can come back and help analyze your own listings to see are there gaps so you can hopefully bump up your ratings and protect your ratings going into Q4. So that's kind of it for me. Again, these prompts are all free. There's a whole deck that you could kind of take these, use these, and that's really kind of my hack for today.
Thanks, Tom. All right, Jordan, you're up.
Amazing. Tom, thank you for setting the stage for Omnichannel. Excited to share a little bit about TikTok on the TikTok theme. But I'm going to share a little bit about how you can find the perfect creators for your brand in Q4 if you're using TikTok Shop to drive traffic to Amazon and or TikTok Shop in general. So my name is Jordan Levine. I'm with Yuka. I've spent the last 6 years working with Amazon and D2C brands and now in the TikTok Shop world. So really understanding what drives revenue for brands on TikTok Shop, what strategies can be replaced from Amazon, and what needs to be looked at as a complete new marketplace. Yuka allows you to find the perfect creators for your brand using our visual search and social intelligence. So we're able to find very, very deep competitor analysis. We can look at any visual, so you can drop a photo and find similar products, similar creators, similar people, and we can do competitive research. So looking at your competitors' brands, seeing exactly the creators they're using so you can reach out to those creators who are already driving revenue in your category. So within Yuka, you can upload a picture of your competitor's top creator. So if you are already on TikTok Shop, I would go over to your competitor's page, find their top TikTok Shop video, and take a screenshot of that creator. What you can do is you can take that screenshot and upload it directly into Yuka, and Yuka is going to pull the most similar creators so you can work with creators who are already working in your category. So I uploaded this photo of myself from a creator video I did, and here we see all the similar photos and videos that Yuka pulled with very similar creators who are all promoting neck pillows. So if you are promoting vitamin C, you can put in vitamin C and find the top vitamin C. What happens is sometimes I will have a conversation with a brand and they'll tell me, Jordan, I don't have competitors on TikTok Shop. I'm the first one doing what I'm doing. So in that case, you can use the Yuka AI creator search to find the perfect scenarios that your creator would be in. If we look here, this is a neck pillow product. But let's say in a world where neck pillows didn't exist on TikTok Shop, there are no other neck pillows. Who am I going to target? Well, who uses neck pillows? I would think about it as, what type of location would this product be in? If someone uses my product, they would also be using X. How much revenue are their creators driving? So what I did here on this page is I typed in woman on a plane. In this screenshot, we see that none of the videos have someone with a neck pillow, but they're all women who are on a plane and therefore are going to be a great fit to promote a neck pillow because they're in the environment where neck pillow videos are typically driving revenue. And then we can see for every single creator, the revenue they've done, the followers they had. So right away, you can find creators who are going to be a great fit for your brand. You can click into that creator and message that creator and say, hey, I love the specific things about your content. This is why we want to work with you. We know you're going to be a great fit. Or what you can do is you can do it with the Yuka MCP. So if you don't have the time to go into Yuka to upload a video and to find similar creators and to find creators who are promoting that brand, you can do it all with our MCP. So our MCP will analyze pretty much anything that has ever happened on TikTok Shop. So quick example here, I went into this brand and I said, pull all the top creators over the last year. Who do you think I should be reaching out to based off data? And what it did here is it pulled mostly US English speaking creators, strong promotion performance score creators. All the creators that have performed well in the last year had a promotion performance score above 4.4. Highly personal commerce activity, looking at creator GMV. So if you don't have the time to go into Yuka and to actually use those filters and to refine who you're looking for, you can use our MCP and have our MCP do it for you. If you look over to the right side of my screen here, we see really, really robust reporting. Our MCP can also pull any type of robust reporting. So if you're on TikTok and you don't know which creators to reach out to, you can analyze your competitors and your own strategy with Yuka, and our MCP will give you a full targeted strategy on exactly the creators to reach out to. So you're putting your products in creators' hands who have a strong post fulfillment rate, who have a strong performance promotion score, and are going to actually convert. If you want to give Yuka a try, we are offering a 14-day free trial, and you can scan right here to connect and to book a meeting with the team. And then I'm going to just jump to another screen super quickly and show you live exactly how you could do this. So going into Yuka, we can type in, let's say there is a product that goes in a backyard. We can find parents playing with kids in backyard. And this will pull a curated list of parents playing with their kids in a backyard. So what we can do is we can reach out to those parents and say, hey, we have a new product launching. It's great for parents in backyards who are playing with their kids. And this is how we can use the AI creator search to hyper target the right creators for our brand. I'm going to jump back to this QR code here, but if you're evaluating TikTok Shop for your Q4 strategy, happy to chat and to help you to find the perfect creators.
Awesome. Amazing. TikTok is crazy. The tool is very nice.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Sharia. Can't hear you. Maybe it's just me.
No, he's muted.
Okay.
Or
could be your audio settings.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
There we go.
All right, perfect. Sorry for that. So, hi guys, I'm Shaurya. Thank you, Pasha. Essentially, I'm just going to quickly introduce myself. I'm part of Hector AI. We're a full-fledged Amazon agency plus a SaaS business. I had the entire managed service business at the company. So, what we have built today and what I'll show you, and I'll quickly just jump into my screen also over here. Just let me know if everything's visible. So, can you guys see my screen?
Good to go.
Perfect. So essentially what, as a lot of people spoke, right, there are a lot of skills that people have started building out today, but based on the amount of accounts that we manage and, you know, how much experience we have since we've been building on MCPs for the last 1.5 years, we've discovered that a skill only answers one part of the question, right? So essentially, how do I build an operating system on the back of all of these skills that are there is something that I'll shed some light on today. So essentially, what a lot of people now have gotten very familiar with is an MCP, right? You ask questions, you get answers, much like what Jordan also mentioned to us. Then a lot of people also create skills. But the issue is that the way and how dynamic Amazon advertising is, you can't have a single-minded outlook on how you optimize your accounts. Much like, say, somebody also mentioned that don't let AI run your strategy. So essentially, where what we're also coming from is that how do we make skills in such a manner that they talk to each other? So how do I also build in judgment with the fact that there is context of how the account performed? So what we've built out, and this is something that's a feature launched by Claude, let's say around 2 months ago, where you can actually build an entire plugin ecosystem where multiple skills speak to each other, and you kind of can actually build an operating system for yourself. So again, just proof in the pudding, we actually manage end-to-end 52 brands. We have a 60 people service team. This is completely built from the fact that the businesses we run, not from the fact that we have, say, 300 brands who use our SaaS platform, because running the business is very different than just running it on a SaaS environment. Now, what we've built out is that a skill. So for example, you create a bid skill or a placement skill. It's just going to go ahead and make sure that, okay, the judgment on bidding is correct. But what it lacks is context of does the account even need that bid skill to run today based on the performance that happens. So what you can do in a plugin is build and the way that we've built it out, which we'll be offering out at the end of this presentation, is you can build an account audit skill, which then decides which of the entire sub skills need to even be activated in a day. Because very frequently with the availability of data, there is an issue that people run into, that they make too many decisions. I can't change the bid today in the morning and then again change it in 2 hours and not give it enough time to perform. So you run an account audit skill first. All of this runs automatically through a plugin. Now you can link every action that's possible in Amazon into one ecosystem. So you can have a bid and placement scaling engine built out so that you can make sure that if needed, this is what the the plugin will kind of activate on. Then you have harvesting built out, negation built out, pacing built out, and very important is we also have SQP intelligence built into the system. So what we've done overall at Hector is that every action that you need to take within the ads ecosystem, we've built an interlinked skill ecosystem, which is by definition in Claude called a plugin. Now, this is where you can actually automate the entire advertising performance of your account and make sure that ads, the grunt work is taken care of, but based on certain principles and context that is super important, so that not everything runs in isolation and there is no single person to hold it together. That's where I think, as mentioned, use it as an employee. You don't have 6 employees to do bids. One employee just doesn't do bids. One employee just doesn't do placements, right? So the same logic is what we're trying to build in over here. And essentially, that's something that we've built out based on all the accounts we manage. What all you can do, where all we come from, and what all we offer in Hector. We have an entire self-serve DSP and AMC ecosystem too, so you can actually automate all of the stuff beyond just PPC using the MCP that we have. We also have organic rank tracking. You can also track your change history. So we've actually built an ecosystem where you can measure each bid change, how profitable was it or how negatively impactful was it for your business. We also have a multi-platform MCP now, wherein you can actually link your Google, Shopify, metadata with your Amazon data and get like a holistic ecosystem to view all of this. And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to present today, very to the point on how you can do this. And yeah, if anyone wants, you can scan this QR code. You'll be able to set up a quick meeting. It's a free strategy session where we will share the plugin with you. But as mentioned, you need to kind of get involved into building the guardrails of the plugin, right? Like, your business best to say, I want a 20% tacos or a 10% tacos. And AI can't decide that for you. So yeah, that's my time. And that's essentially what we wanted to present today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Shurya. Great. Next, Ahmed, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Let me start by sharing my screen. Just a minute. Do you guys see my screen?
Good to go.
Perfect. So, sorry. My name is Ahmed Saidi. I am the co-founder and CEO of Selinvo. I spent the last 15 years working on e-commerce technologies development, more than 300 successful integration. I'm also a verified Amazon third-party developer. A big part of my work letting the system talk to each other. And today I'm focusing in the next step, helping understanding the product data and e-commerce operation more than usual. People understand it. Most of us use AI for marketing layer. We ask if we have a better keyword, titles, campaign ideas. And there's a much bigger underneath layer, which is the product data. If the data is weak, incomplete, inaccurate, a better keywords can only take you so far. During the last year, especially, and in the next quarter, I think intent becomes a much richer. I think most of the speakers were talking about this. A shopper is not always looking for category and not looking for example, they may be looking for a gift for a particular person, particular price, particular occasion. And most information is about the product data, and the easier to work with it and data, you will be always have a much better fit for your customer. I'm always use this analogy for let people understand how this works. So in the past, if you want to say, for example, need a mountain boots, I search like Google or Amazon, and we are looking at mountain boots. Today, I ask an agent what boots to buy from Mountain X in Spain in January. And they understand the location, the weather, and looking, for example, a waterproof, grip, isolation, ankle support boot. So if you are a regular person, you are not searching about those attributes, but the AI agents do. This is not just affecting the search, it's also affecting how you're advertising and your PPC campaigns. Today, we spend a lot of time optimizing keywords, bids, but a better product understanding gives you a platform for more context where your product is relevant, feature opportunity is not just bidding harder in a mountain boots, for example, it's also helping the system understand is your boot is the right boot for a specific customer. But the real opportunity is a loop. AI improve a product data, better product data improve the listings. Listings will bring a much results in the advertising traffic, and then the sales come in and inventory, and then studying the profitability that tell us what should we do next. And this is much more powerful than treating the keywords, for example, as an isolated AI tasks. And we are in Selinvo exactly doing that. We don't see AI simply a copywriter. We see it as part of e-commerce operation, layer, helping understanding product structure, data, to make listing, connect information, inventory, order, performance. We just doing that across multiple platforms. It's just not Amazon. Like almost every other session is out there. You just create ones, for example, your listing, sell it everywhere. I'm trying now to move to another screen just to show you a glimpse of what we are doing. Share screen, share, and entire screen. So if you need to create, for example, a much better product with data, what you need to do is just choose the right category. The right category is for example, it's a variant or standard. And then what you need to do is just try to find one of your products. For example, this nice t-shirt, just zip all your images and put them in one folder and let our system treat everything for you. It will start building everything about your structured data, your intent, everything by its own. And but in the background, we are trying to make sure that this listing is also will be available in every sales channels you are choosing. While this is cooking, I will show you how we exactly doing that in every other sales channels you are selling in.
1 minute.
So what you need to do is just go to that product and publish it. Just choose, for example, this one. Publish. And then when you publish it, you can choose your product where should be listed. Say it's just in Amazon and Shopify, and let the AI work every other requirements for every session. So it's work automatically by its own. And again, let's just this cooking and show you the results. So for example, this is the t-shirt we have seen here. If you can see here, it's fixed everything for Amazon and Shopify, and also make sure that everything is accurate, everything is related to Amazon standard, same way for the other sales channels. And even if, for example, in this one you have an issue with Amazon, we have what we call a one-button fix. It's a magic fix every problem you have in your data with a click. It doesn't need you to do anything. Boom, that's it. Now you have a perfect list ready for agent and will go to the corresponding sales channels with zero efforts and fully ready for the AI agents protocols. Last thing I want to say that Selinvo is not just about this. It's, as I said, this an operating system allow you to do all these operations you are doing in different platforms on one single interface, which is, for example, connect all the data, getting the AI from different marketplaces, adjusting the profitability, do the suggestion, the replenishment, everything is controlled in one interface with AI support. The last thing I want to say that, once you guys are scanning this code, you will have a 30 days free trial. Just mention AMZ Optimize and claim your offer, especially for attendee in this webinar. And thank you all.
Thanks very much. Jacob, dzień dobry.
All right, dzień dobry. Hi everyone, thanks for having me today. And yeah, let me share my screen. 1 second. So first I will start with the quick intro. Do you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm Jacob Wolicki. I'm co-founder of Deltologic and Datado. And for the last 7 years, we've been building different tools and automations for Fortune 500 companies, huge Amazon brands and agencies. And we've done it all really long way before the AI. And since 1 year, we had to really develop something, because obviously right now everyone can open Cloud Code, start building their own tools. So we actually developed something that we always wished for, which is a Datado that I'm very happy to talk more about, which is the Amazon data and action layer that you can just plug to any tool and start building pretty much your own solutions. You can also find me on YouTube. I share a lot of tutorials on AI tools, Amazon API, and stuff like this. And today I have this quick presentation for you, the hack, where I want to show you how you can literally run all of your Amazon by talking with your AI and building your own tools. So what you really need is the data and action layer. Amazon actually gives you the APIs, it gives you the data, but trust me, after working for the last years with the Amazon APIs, you don't want to really build your own connectors. If you actually go with this way, you will end up fixing it every single day. So what we actually do is we take care of all of the hard things, and we just give you the MCP and the API on Seller Central, Vendor Central, Amazon Ads, all of the marketplaces, and let you pretty much run anything, build anything on top of that. So what we actually have and what you actually need is one structured data layer, which gets all of the data, optimize it, and then gives it to your agents the best way possible, the most optimized ways also for the token consumptions. It works with Claude Code, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, I mean, you name it, all of the pretty much tools. And once you actually connect it to any of those AI tools, you can literally create the Amazon employee, Amazon operator that has access to all of your data. You can literally just ask a question, get the data right away, analyze it. You can automate your workflows, meaning you can actually create like alert systems. You can create repricing tools that are monitoring your competitors and changing things on Amazon, or build like pretty much the tools that you always wanted to. And also what I got from the last years working at Delta Logic, even though there are so many SaaS platforms, there's always something that you want to have a little bit different that really fits your business. And we really made it possible, and I will show you the example of that just in a moment. So one of the cases is pretty much getting the data. So for example, here in Claude, I can get the data about my Amazon ads, to analyze it. Then I can actually pause it. I can also do like a dry run. So we are not pushing anything to Amazon yet, but just checking it first in our Claude session. We can also check all of the accounts at the same time. Here, for example, 12 accounts, and we can rank them. Then we can send the summary to someone from your team, or get the true numbers, your true profit and loss with your own cost of goods also. The other thing is you can actually build your own tools and your own automations. This is something that I'm mostly, let's say, excited about. So for example, you can build your own PPC tools. You don't have to really give your percentage of ad spend to any other SaaS platform, as it was the case for the last years. You can literally first, I would say first time in life, like build it on your own in an easy way using tools like Claude Code or other like development tools. And here I just want to show you pretty much one of the examples, very quick dashboard that I've built for this presentation using Datadog, MCP, and the APIs. So I just told to Claude to really build me nice looking PPC agent that can get the data from Amazon, give me recommendations, and act on it. So here, for example, we see the KPIs, we see the campaigns, and we see statuses. Something is flagged. And you can literally just create pause, and it will pause the campaign on Amazon, because everything is now possible because of those tools like Datadog, the action and data layer. You can cut the bids. You can go here, check the Amazon AI recommendations. Here, for example, you can increase daily budget on this campaign. You can apply it right away. Here you can see search terms. You can see placements. And this is just one of the examples. Right now, I see crazy builds every single day from our users. They are building their own repricers. They are building the agents living in Slack and Microsoft Teams. They are building dashboards that they always wanted to have. And pretty much, yeah, they are not technical. They are not developers. They just got into the Claude Code and started prompting. And they don't have to really handle the Amazon data, their endpoints, and all of the things that pretty much is very highly technical, also like on the larger scale. So today I just wanted to show you like the shift, what's possible, where it all pretty much changes and goes. You no longer need to be technical. You can start building your own tools, check your own SOPs, and yeah, create it all with tools like Claude Code. I mean, today we already had some examples. Even Danan showed us what's possible building without really being a developer. So I'm very excited pretty much about this one. And for today also, I prepared something special. I mean, first of all, you can literally check Datadog for the 2 weeks completely for free. connect your Amazon accounts, and start building your own PPC tools, repricers, or like dashboards to really show your whole business on multiple marketplaces. And additionally, we also prepared for you the 30% off coupon for the first 3 months. So that was it for today that I wanted to show you. This is just the beginning because there will be more and more things also coming that will be possible. And I feel like overall, when it comes to like AI, it will only become much easier in the next years on how we really like operate on our like e-commerce platforms pretty much. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jacob. Ben, you're up, my friend.
Looks like he's frozen to me.
Yeah, Ben, are you having some connection issues, I think?
Pasha, can I ask Jacob a follow-up question that I
Yeah,
think
sure.
a lot of, okay, cool. Jacob, you know, one of the things that is really important to us sellers is that we have a dashboard that we can access.
I think something happened just now.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah.
We can also leave it for later, or yeah.
I'll make it really quick. Sorry, Ben. I just want to know, can I build a dashboard in there and then come back to it and have it be the same dashboard every time?
Yes, exactly. That's how we do it basically through the API with one build. So like for the MCP, whenever you run the skill, you may get a little bit different results, of course. Yeah. But once you actually start building with Cloud Code and use the API for certain metrics, then it's always the same.
Sweet. Okay, thanks.
Ben, are you with us?
Ben, maybe try turning off your video because we're getting like 1 frame per year right now.
We see the eyes. We might move forward and just have him come present. Maybe he'll need to restart his system. So, Demian, do you wanna present? You ready?
Yep. Let's go.
Right.
Do I need to click the share the slides?
Yes, please.
I did that. Can you see them?
Let me add it to the. There it is.
Okay. So hello everyone, guys. Great presentations. It was very interesting. So my name is Demian. I'm founder of My Real Profit. It's an analytic software for brands who operate at scale. So we help brands make more profit through data. That's what we do. And today I was thinking about the topic that I can tell in 5 minutes. And I thought, why don't I just tell you guys how to make profit from today with just a couple of movements, and you're going to see the results overnight. It sounds pretty fancy, but actually how it works. So today we will talk about how to identify and cut organic sales cannibalization. This is a very scary word, cannibalization, but honestly, that's the one that everyone is trying to fix, because you don't want to pay Amazon more for the keywords where you're going to sell organically anyways. So we all sell on Amazon just because it has traffic. Otherwise, we would sell on our own website. Yeah, Amazon has traffic. Traffic converts into keyword search, and then keyword search converts into profit. So where we should work on is the keywords. How are we going to work on the keywords and why? So overall, if we are talking about how can you cut cannibalization, you firstly need to understand what helps your product stay organically. And it's quite simple. It's just 3 metrics: click-through rate, conversion rate, and units sold. That's it. So guys, if your click-through rate and your conversion rate is much better than any one of your competitors by keyword, let's pick a keyword, I don't know, vitamin D. Then if your conversion rate and your click-through rate is much better than anyone else's, then you're most likely going to stay on top of the page organically. But you also need to sell units. And sometimes when you run ads, it either helps you to stay at the top of the organic page, or it just cannibalizes your own organic sales. So how can we define that? It's by using Search Query Performance Report. SQP report, I believe everyone is familiar with that one. If you don't, You need to Google it right now, what SQP means, or go to AI. But let's assume you already know what that report is. It's located under your brand analytics, and it's called Search Query Performance Report, which will contain all the needed factors that we need in order to perform that cannibalization cut. Those are basically just two metrics, and they are called impression share and click share. It's pretty simple. When someone enters Amazon page, they see a bunch of products, and each product is getting an impression, and then they make a decision on which product to click. Now, if I know that I'm getting a lot of clicks despite I'm having less impressions, I know that I'm very relevant for the product, or the opposite. And that's exactly what we're going to do. But before we move forward, you need to know that your impression share metric, so like the metric that you will see on that page where it says sales funnel impressions, your impression share, it has a limit up to 7%. So that is the point where we can utilize this metric in order to either cut our ads or actually grow our ads. And then it's pretty simple. There are going to be only 3 use cases. And obviously, guys, I will not ask you to do it yourself. I have a tool that does it automatically with just a simple file upload, and you will be able to do it on the go. I'll just show you what you will get. The first thing is cannibalization, as I mentioned before. It's quite simple. When I'm getting less impressions, but I'm getting much more clicks, that means my relevancy is pretty high. Then if my relevancy is high, if I'm going to cut my ad spend, most likely those ads going to go into organic sales anyways. And here, I basically explain that if your click share is 2.5 or 3x ahead of impression share, then this is what you need to do. Lower ad budget 20% week over week. Track your click share and organic rank. And then if you stop when click share starts to drop. So basically, sometimes, obviously, when you lower your ad spend, your click share will go down. So you look up for that ideal budget, and that's it. And here is the screenshot. Within 3 weeks, the ad spend went down from $1,200 a week to $257 a week. Nothing changed. Why? It's because my click-through rate is much better than market average. You can see that on the right screenshot. CTR brand is 4% for the last week, and then CTR market is 2%. So I'm 100% better. Sorry?
1 minute left.
Yeah, that's the end already. Then we have keywords that are fully supported by PPC. I believe you guys already had the problem where someone turned off ads and you fully lost your organic ranks. That's the reason. And another one is branded search terms. So you can just easily cut your branded search term spend, and that's it. And nothing most likely will change. So obviously there is a free tool. You go to our website, myrealprofit.com, free tools, Amazon PPC audit. You just upload your SQP file and you will get this entire report automatically. So that's basically the entire value. Guys, if you need any analytics help, you can reach out to us. That's it.
Great. Thank you, Demian.
Thanks.
Ben. Oops.
I think there was some problem before. I'm not sure if the problem is still there.
No, we can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect. Let me just bring my screen up. Are you able to see my screen?
It's loading. There we go.
Cool, awesome. Cool. Yeah, thanks, Pasha, for having me here, and awesome to hear all the wonderful speakers and the topics. So, so most of you would have already seen Amazon's announcement that 200 character title will be split into 75 character and 125 characters, and they've announced they will implement this through rest of the year. A lot of sellers, especially in seller forums and in some of our common groups, have reported that with this, especially where they've implemented this change, they've seen drop in impressions and clicks. So in this session, I'll show 2 things. First, how to measure title performance, title change performance using Superfuel AI agent. And second, our learnings from executing and measuring almost 12,000 title and item highlight changes. So this is the interface of our app. So here we have an ASIN, which is being optimized by this title agent over a period of time. So it makes a change after you approve it. It measures what is the impact from the title changes. I'll go into a bit more detail shortly. Then based on what is working, what is not working, it comes up with more optimization to improve certain metrics. It looks at a couple of data points such as what are the keywords that are doing well for this ASIN, competitors ASINs, what are customers really liking about this product, not liking about this product, what the verified features for this ASIN is. It looks at existing image, existing title to confirm what are the features that this agent should not go beyond when optimizing title or item highlights. It identifies competitors that are very similar in features and price points. Now, based on this, it identifies optimizations that can help improve sessions, CTR, and conversion. So in this case, there's a certain keyword which has about 28,000 search volume. 6 out of 8 top competitors are ranking for it, but our rank is lower. So it basically adds that to the title. Similarly, other keywords which have mid-size volume, not top keywords, but mid-size volume that is missing in our listing. It also looks at what customers really like about the features and adds that to item highlights for better conversion. So it makes changes like this. In this case, it has optimized one title, executed it, and then it measures whether these title changes are actually moving the metrics or not. So in this case, it looks at all the other changes that are happening with this ASIN. So here it is looked at, there is a lightning deal that was going on for this ASIN. There was another competitor that was out of stock for roughly nine days. So it looks at the impact of all of these other changes and then strips those out to look at the net impact of the title changes. So apart from sales, it also looks at impact of title change of other metrics, specific keyword ranking, impression share, overall ASIN impression, CTR, CVR, etc. And based on that, it comes up with next set of optimizations. And whatever is the total impact that this agent is generating, it keeps reporting as and when it executes this. So this is what Superfuel title agent is. You can run this for free for some of your ASINs by directly going to our website. Now I'll go run you through what are some of the learnings that we've had from executing, especially with this new title and item highlights format. We've executed about 12,000 different ASINs. What have been our top learnings? So the first one is that front-loading the main keyword has worked for us 91% of the time when we edited and measured. It's mostly because mobile view cuts the title at around 60 to 70, sometimes 80 characters. Second, we've seen that very important keywords, the most important top 2 or 3 keywords, especially if they are phrases, then keeping them unbroken is very important. For example, for one of our listings, we've had 15,000 monthly impressions for a 2-word phrase. But when we put another word between those 2 words, impressions for that phrase specifically dropped by almost 12 to 15%, even though both words were still in the title. But this is specifically for the top 2 or 3 keywords for the ASIN. Third, brand placement in the title should be decided based on search volume, clicks compared with other keywords. For example, this you can get from SQP. So if a brand term has basically 500 searches and let's say 15% CTR versus a category term which has for 40,000 searches and 1% CTR, the category term should go at the front of the title. So this is a common misconception that has been there with a lot of brands previously, and this is something that we've observed repeatedly with our executions. Next 2 points are related to impressions and conversion being more important than CTR. So especially when we've optimized, especially when we've optimized for impressions, we've seen more sales growth versus when we've optimized for CTR. Similarly, when we optimize for conversion more, we've seen more sales growth versus optimizing for CTR. And especially with this new format of title and item highlights, we've seen this generates better conversion than the previous 200 character title. Another thing that we've seen is, especially when we're trying to make space for a phrase, it is better to move that to highlights than deleting it. And that has a much more stable impact on sales. When it comes to including claims in a title, it's claims that are backed by a certain certificate. For example, BPA free performs 5x better than something else like a premium quality or luxury. And lastly, we've seen only 46% of our listings got the top metrics from the first title optimization. Rest all ASINs require the second and third optimization as well. So yeah, so that's all from my side. Hope you found these insights useful. Happy to share this over email or LinkedIn. We can connect there, and if you can use this QR code to run this analysis and see similar insights for your own ASIN. The agent will execute these item highlights, measure it over a period of 2 to 4 weeks, and you will be able to see what is working, what is not working for your ASINs. Yeah, that's all from my side. Thanks, Pasha.
Thanks, Ben. Those are good findings. All right, last but not least, whoever is still here, congrats, you made it to the end. We have our final speaker coming up. Jordan West.
Awesome, thanks.
You want to give an intro?
Thanks. Sure, yeah, for sure, guys. So my name is Jordan West. I am the founder at Social Commerce Club. We are now either the first or the second biggest TikTok shop agency in North America. And going global fairly soon. We were recently acquired by Podian, a fairly large marketplace agency. And that's a little bit about me. I've owned 8 or 9 brands over the years, and I'm pretty obsessed with the marketing space in particular. So funny, Amazon is still very new to me. I find Amazon very tactical, practical, and have been obsessed with marketing in general and just brand growth in general. So today I am going to be, do you guys have my slides up there? Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Today I'm going to be talking about the new e-commerce operating system. This is really something massive that I've seen over the past probably 2 years now. It's something that we saw early days and now is just becoming the new type of operating system. So the really big idea is that social commerce and TikTok shop in particular. So social commerce, what I really picture with social commerce is that it's any time that we're giving creators the ability to create their own messages around a product. So rather than it being a top down, from the CMO down to talk about the product, rather we're actually giving the product and the brand over to creators to talk about. And that's the really big idea. And it's no longer just like the sales channel, right? I think for a while people were like, it's TikTok shop, and we can have it over in a different sales channel. Now it is really the operating system for how modern brands grow. I have e-commerce brands in here grow, but I really think that it's the way that modern brands actually grow. So rather than it being a marketplace, and this is one of the big issues that I see brands making, is that they'll put TikTok shop in, and similar to what we're doing here, as though TikTok shop is in a marketplace category. It's not. It's a marketing exercise at the end of the day. And what we're seeing is that creators are at the center of all of it. And so creators create this incredible flywheel. I was just on my mastermind that I host through Social Commerce Club. And at the mastermind, I think it's about a $60 million brand, skincare brand, was talking about how since starting TikTok shop and actually launching on TikTok shop, Amazon sales have doubled. And they have done nothing. They have not spent another dollar on Amazon specifically. But TikTok shop ends up becoming this demand generation channel. And a lot of that demand generation then gets captured over on Amazon. And so what we see is if a brand is Amazon first, generally TikTok shop will generate that demand. It will break even. So if we can get to break even on TikTok shop, every other channel, retail, Amazon, .com, all of those see the fruit of what is happening over on TikTok shop, right? And so it's think of it almost like advertising that you're not necessarily having to pay for if you are breaking even on the channel. Essentially, the old model is that you used to have this top down, like, hey, here is the message. Now creators actually get to have the message themselves. It's a massive operating system. This is not, it's kind of unfair to be in an Amazon type of environment talking about this because it is an entire marketing ecosystem that involves content, merchandising, creators, paid media, inventory, fulfillment, customer experience, reporting. Everything is involved when it comes to TikTok Shop, and it's massive. When we first started at Social Commerce Club with TikTok Shop, we had one strategist and one VA, and you can get away with that with some channels. You cannot with TikTok Shop. So specifically, we have 8 different roles that are included in every single pod. So every single client that we work with is getting 8 different roles fulfilled for their particular brand, which is just wild. It's wild to think how much is involved there. So here's sort of the new team structure that we see for brands. So we have creator management, which ends up being a huge role, right? And I think one of the big issues, and again, I'm just picking on the Amazon people in the room right now, is you cannot keyboard your way into success with creators. It's a very human endeavor. One of my meetings right after this is preparing for a call with hundreds of our creators where we're going to incentivize them and get them really, really excited about a launch with a big brand. And that's not something that you can necessarily just, push a couple of buttons and figure out. That ends up being a massive, massive part of all of this. And then we have affiliate operations, which is a part of that, but that's really like part of actually making sure that people are getting paid and all of that. Then we have shop management, which I'm sure the Amazon people are very, very used to. At the end of the day, the key thing that you need to think about when entering TikTok Shop is that you need to have a human who is willing to constantly be talking to creators. Creators, I'll just give you guys a quick little hack here. Never use ChatGPT when you're talking to creators. They hate it. They just want people to talk back and forth. In WhatsApp or Discord, if you're talking to creators, send over voice memos, send videos, send human interaction things. Do not use ChatGPT to communicate with them. Really, really big deal. Or Claude, just so everyone knows. The biggest issue that brands face, and I think agencies face as well, if there's a bunch of agency people on here, is that they under-resource the channel. This is a really, really big channel, and what we're calling it is the pace car of brands. The brands that are working with us, this is now pulling the rest of their marketing along and creating demand that was not there before. To me, I'm obsessed with TikTok Shop. If you guys have seen me online at all, this is the thing that I'm really obsessed with, and really believe that it is the way that brands will grow and thrive in the coming years. So again, from Social Commerce Club, I didn't put a QR code in here. I don't think we have capacity for new brands at this moment that aren't doing $100 million or more right now. But if we did, I'd put a QR code for you guys to take a look at us at Social Commerce Club. So thanks, guys.
Very cool. Thank you, Jordan. And congrats on the acquisition.
Thanks so much. Yeah, super, super exciting. Fun to be in the Amazon world now. I should get to know it more.
Yeah, they're kind of married in some ways.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it, everybody. So I will, can't really remember that, but I have in the comments the link, the URL, so you can vote which hack you like the best. And a couple of us had to drop off because we made it to the 90-minute mark and went over a little bit. But there you have it, about 90 minutes, 13 hacks. Hopefully anybody who is listening to this, either live or in the recording that we'll send out right after in the coming days, hopefully you got some value out of this. You picked up a couple good actionable nuggets that could help your business. So thanks to all the speakers. And yeah, really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me. Appreciate
See you guys.
All right. Take
Bye.
care.
Nice to see everyone. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.